It's Blue Orange 22, and I want to talk about why the manosphere, quote unquote, is growing and why the men's rights movement is getting bigger and bigger every year, and why it seems like so many men are beginning to drift towards the so called manosphere, men's movement, anti feminism, etc. The answer is very simple: they experience sexism, they experience misandry, they experience a culture that is sexist towards men, and they experience laws that discriminate against men. In some countries, there's male only conscription. In some countries, there's higher pension ages for men. Men see the way that male victims of domestic violence are ignored. Men see that men get longer prison sentences for the same crime. Men are falling behind in college. Boys are falling behind in schools. Boys get lower grades for the same work. Men are less likely to graduate college, more likely to be unemployed, more likely to be homeless. And when a man is homeless, there are less shelters available for him to go to, even in the winter. And in some countries like the UK, they've even encased this in the law that homeless shelters and the homeless policy specifically doesn't target men as much and leaves men on the streets. So when you have a culture and when you have governments that discriminate against men, there's going to be a backlash to that. And I've talked before about the danger of people like Andrew Tate. Men are going to gravitate towards people like Andrew Tate if they don't see a better alternative. Now, the moderate men's rights movement is a better alternative, but we keep getting ignored and we keep getting silenced and ridiculed and attacked, and we're called incels and we're called misogynists, etc. So when people see that this moderate group, right, this reasonable group of men's rights activists get attacked so harshly, it makes people like Andrew Tate look good. They say, well, if someone tries to make a reasonable argument, they're not being misogynistic, they're not being hateful, they're not being sexist, they're not hating women, they're just presenting the case, hey, these issues are affecting men, let's talk about it. And then they just get completely attacked and ridiculed, and they get just pure hatred. They're going to say, well, being reasonable obviously doesn't work, because when you try that, you get attacked. So I'm going to go with the Andrew Tate side, because heck, at least they may get something done. At least they get attention. So the message that I have to feminists, and I often get ridiculed by my own fellow men's rights activists for this, is maybe you should start seeing the men's rights movement not as an evil thing, not as something that's coming to get you, but as a movement that simply wants to present men's issues and boys' issues and try and find solutions. And that's really kind of all the men's rights movement is. And I got to tell you, I kind of love being an MRA. I love the community. It's a great community. It's the best people I've ever met and the best friends I've ever had. It's people who really just care about equal rights. There's no racism, there's no sexism, there's no hate. And honestly, it's kind of a lot of fun. But, that's kind of all I got. I'm fortunate.